nice and smoother for you all. Welcome, guys. It's Clan Masters round 2 in this round robin stage, and it's actually going to be between NaBs boys and VNS, and we'll see which can try and take a good 3-0, maybe 4-3-2. Who knows how it's actually going to end up being for either team. I have no idea who's won this game, these series or not. But let's hope we have some good games. And well, let's start off by the NaBs boys teams. Let's introduce the players as we go along. And well, let's have a look on the flank side over here for NaBs boys. It's in the red. It's Zuppy playing as the Mongols, and that's actually not surprising. He has in the past I think 100 team games. His win percentage with Mongols is 68% on the ladder. As far as last time I remember checking. It may be a bit different now, but last time I checked, 68% win rate with Mongols. That's actually disgustingly good. So, really good person to put the Mongols on. He's on the flank position too. Backing him up in the pocket position, we got in the teal Northern Pike playing as the Spanish. And Spanish pocket really strong. It's a risky play to go with Spanish in terms of the fact that if you get flanked, you can have a hard time. But in the pocket, solid choice nonetheless, you know. Of course, they can't pick the pocket Civ, but solid choice now. Late game, it's going to be great, of course, with that trade bonus being fantastic, and also the fact that another Paladin Civ can't hurt a miss as well. So that's really good for them. In the other pocket position, we got Loisia playing in the orange color here. He's going to play as Hun's pocket. They got Hun's and Spanish pocket. This is a dream lineup. I mean, you don't want the main pocket to be really the pocket. I mean, you got my Mongols being pocket either, but I definitely, in this lineup choice that they've got, it has to be for sure that I feel Spanish has to be pocket. Oh, it was like a sheep got killed there from Loisia. The cleanest of starts, it seems. He's instead prioritizing the ones under the town center, of course, for that maximum efficiency, but bit of a shaky start there for Loisia. Something that you don't expect to see from him every day. And then finally, to round it all off on the NaBs boys team, we got in the blue colour here, it's 8th Wonder here, playing as the Mayans. And Mayan flank, it's again, great position to be in, of course. Just FC Expos, and move on to the Plumed Archers later on if you feel like it. Most likely going to definitely go for it, of course. And it's actually a really nice, strong position to be in, of course. Abuse that eco that you have as well. And he's also taken 2 sheep here from Chocobi Orion, which is, by the way, VNS Fish, as far as I'm aware. And Incarnation is ACCM. So yeah, Chocobi Orion is VNS Fish. So Fish trying to recover those 2 sheep, of course. Looks like Wanda may try and lane them regardless. He's got the choice of either killing the sheep or just picking them up, and we're probably going for that route. He's just going to try and bully the scout instead. He doesn't care. Of course, Eagle Scouts or Eagle Warrior, most likely, sorry. In the early age in particular, have got a small advantage. They've got 4 attack damage instead, and they also got 5 more HP as well, so a lot stronger than the old just Scout Cavalry. It's also at the same time, Lloyd just joining in for a bit of fun too, and does pick up those last 2 sheep as well, and we'll take them back, probably towards Wanda's base. So whilst we talk about Wanda, we can now talk about VNS Fish playing as Chocobi Orion here, just losing those 2 sheep, not the cleanest of starts. Does bring that second boar in as well, just about in good time as well. Doesn't get lamed either by the Eagle Warrior of 8th Wonder, so good thing for him. He's playing as a Chinese as well. They're going to go for the Chinese route. You either go China or Spanish these days on the 4v4 dry rate, but the rest of the 3 are standard plays. But the China and the Spanish is one of those ones where it's your sort of choice which kind of play you want to go with. Now, the Chinese have got a great advantage of that team bonus being a 75 food per farm. So you get this window really with China where it's actually extremely useful, and you get it towards the mid to the early late game where it becomes strong with that extra food per farm. However, once you move past that point, and when we're talking trade, like deep level trade late game, it's when the China becomes a little bit weaker. It's not as strong, but it doesn't matter though. We'll see if they can try and pull out a nice stomping victory on that side nonetheless. Looks like in the pocket position here for Incarnation, or ACCM it's called. Getting a little bit of harassment from Lloyd's Scout as looks like ACM trying to push those deer in, but not having the best of days actually. So far looking a little bit okay. It's not the clean. He's getting a little bit of idle time on his bills and probably just in his harassment for this Scout. Probably a little bit getting into his head, like just annoying him. But it's okay, he'll deal with it just nice and easily, and we'll clean up that last deer and go back onto the sheep, it seems. Anyway, Incarnation ACM is playing the Mongol pocket. Now, the good thing about the Mongol pocket in comparison to Zuppy in this occasion is the fact that with Zuppy, it's a lot easier to gank on, basically. You can double team the flank a lot easier than the pocket because of, one, its position, it's easy, and then also the fact that on the flank for Zuppy, he's going to go for scouts, let's say, then he's probably in field age a little bit longer, and so it's basically more open and more successful to a bit of a ganking, sort of like, I call ganking as in like double teaming or whatever, so just follow me in that one there, guys. To round it all off though, in the other pocket position, we've got VNS Yellow here playing as the Huns, and he'll be supporting, last but not least, VNS Cool here, who's playing as the Mayans on the flank, up against the Mongols flank of Zuppy. As looks like Zuppy's going to try and push some of those deer, and he's clicked up to the field age as well, by the way. It's 22 pop, actually. Not going for the old substandard 20 pop-up maneuver for the Mongols, which you normally typically seen. He's going for a little bit more of an eco play, but looks like he may have lost a boar, though, it seems. There's only one boar carcass, but I think he's actually okay. Putting the barracks down, but looks like 3 militia coming in there from VNS Cool. Will deny that house coming up, and it doesn't matter, the barracks wasn't even put down in the first place, so you put the barracks down quickly, and you should get up there just nice in time. Actually going to replace it back on the same spot, confident in the fact that he's going to get it pushed in. And it looks like he's going to have to chase it away with that scout, of course, and 3 villas mixing in as well. A little bit of harassment onto those deer, but not too terrible. I want to have a quick look at the boars. I swear, he might take him just 2, and I think he's fine. I don't think he lost any boars. Just the carcass was probably just cleaned up by the map. I didn't see any traveling back. So this is a best of 5, by the way, if everyone does not know. The first map being Dry Arabia, then it's the home map of the loser of Game 1, and the home map of winner of Game 1 and Game 3. Then Game 4 is S-Wide Map Pack, and then Game number 5 is a Regicide Fortress, so we'll see how it pans out. Anyway, though, it looks like Zuppy's going to go with the 2 archery range mode instead. He's actually not going to go with the scout play. 2 rangers being popped down straight away. I don't know where his gold mine is, actually. Where is your gold mine, Zuppy, actually? Where is it? Where is your gold mine? Actually on the front there, so... And oh, looks like they're going to get stuck involved this time. Of course, now the scout having +2 attack more, doesn't mean he can pick off one of those militia before going down, but actually managed to keep it alive. A couple of villas looking a little bit trapped, actually. Actually, looking pretty fine, actually. Does deal that rush quite well. The scout coming in from Pike, able to assist the day. Also now coming in as well is VNS Yellow Scout, but the Spearman already out though. Just get picked off actually by the militia. 2 rangers now also pop down, and 4 scouts just going to start punching away at the next scout, saying, hey, get off, get away. Get away. Meanwhile, despite all this though, it is buying a certain amount of time right now for VNS Cool, as Cool is up towards the feudal age. Yeah, Yellow's got to be careful to lose his own scout. Now it's an archer and a skirmisher popping out. And actually, hasn't even gone to gold yet, only just going now. And that gold mine isn't actually looking too pretty for him. It's quite far forward as well, close to the woodline as well, which means that actually a lot of pressure coming on this sort of square box I'm drawing out right now. It does mean that this entire set of resources are locked out, let's just say. Nonetheless though, despite all this though, VNS Cool is actually going to get a lot of walls up here, but perhaps a little bit too late it seems right now, as ooh, does just get it done in time actually. We'll take him out. Let's have a look on the other side though quickly. Looks like a Drush probably also came in here from 8th Wonder. 8th One getting stuck in too. And actually so is VNS Fish as well. The 3 militia coming out, but actually looks like it's coming out on top. The scout did go down. The scout for a militia trade actually in favor there, I think, with VNS Fish. But at the same time though, look at the HP on these militias, but don't walk into the TC, and oh, he goes, 1 goes down, and that entire advantage has now been shifted away from him. If he kept that up, he could have got man-at-arms upgrade if he felt like it, and just done even more amount of damage, but lured into the TC. There we go, now it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, of course. It's like, it will be in favor for Wonder, but overall, I mean, with a 4 HP militia, it's really not going to be able to do anything at all. So, good job there by VNS Fish to actually hold the line there. And now as China's going to get the rest of those walls up, of course. And we'll probably look to try an FC as soon as possible. On the other side, though, let's have a little quick cheeky peek in it. Oh, it's Zuppy putting up a 4 tower, it seems, right next to his palisade walls. He wants to get down and dirty. He wants to get that aggression going. Bring a tower on those berries, which actually are mostly used up, to be fair. Only like about 100 and 200 food left on it, so not the end of the world. But, oh, is he going for the palisade? Oh, he's going for the palisade chop. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's a great play. Nothing you don't always see every time, but, oh, can VNS Cool trying to deny it? Oh, he denies it. Zuppy puts a palisade there as well to stop him from putting the palisade there. Now the tower's up as well. They're just getting stuck. It may go down, but actually with the tower popped up as well. Oh, that is some serious plays. That's it. That's already going down on top 5 plays for me of the tournament already. That was smart play for sure. Now VNS Core's getting a couple of skirmishes out of his own. Actually, only just down to the one. No, he has got 2 ranges actually. And also down the south as well. There's like a few action skirmishes. Went for a wrap around. I'm going to go into that gold and try and harass it, of course. Scout from Pike also coming in, just trying to assist and try and maybe draw some of that fire from the skirmishers. But beautiful play there with that tower. Now he's going to get even more aggressive, that villager. He may even put some more towers up around those farms, who knows. But regardless though, VNS Cool is up to the castle age though. If you can try and hold this down a little bit, maybe get a little bit of help from yellow, you can try and sort it out. Ah. Incredible. Give that man a medal. Okay, though. Let's just calm down a little bit. A little bit of an exit coming out from Pike. I don't know what that was, but I think it's from yellow, actually. I think saying this is where Pike's base is, actually, as he's already trying to warp those lumber lines. He's actually got those 2 stable operating out, the knights pumping in. On the other side, though, looks like a bit of flaring also coming out, it seems, from Wonder. He's saying, look, I've got 3 archers here, just on patrol, waiting for Loyge to turn up with some units to help him out. Before they decide to push out a little bit. But I really want to focus back here at VNS Cool's base. This is where all the action's happening right now. These 3 skirmishers pulling away 4 villagers. And at the same time, 2 skirmishers as well. Here comes VNS Yellow now with a couple of knights, but they're actually quite far away from home. Well, not from home, from these skirmishers. Now a tower comes up, actually from VNS Cool this time, actually. Extremely worried by the fact of this tower play aggression and from Zuppy itself, from these archers. There's a tower fairly close to his wood line, but the more important thing is actually also covering a little bit of the farming and actually to a degree the gold, but not as, I don't know, not really as much as I think I would like to see. But the good thing is the tower will provide a lot of line of sight, and having that line of sight does mean that the vision helps him to react to those situations, of course, right now. Despite all this, though, Zuppy's going to get full force back here. 3 knights coming in from VNS Yellow, but without any upgrades, no bloodlines or any armor upgrades of any kind. Like, with that amount of archers there with a +1 already done, he's going to safely retreat, of course, but not even VNS Yellow could engage that mass at this point. I like when people wall against me, yeah, surely. Meanwhile, though, on sticking to the hill defensively, it seems those knights trying to get stuck in, but will get denied, of course. A couple of skirmishes down at the bottom here for VNS Cool. We'll try and look for a good engagement, but this hill is too strong, I think. Like, he's actually taking this on 2v1 and actually managing to hold on. Good play here from Zuppy. Whilst Pike is probably busy, I think, meanwhile, running away from wolves. Looks like it could be the case. No, I think he's coming back here to help out, it seems. Probably was trying to look at raiding at VNS Yellow's base, but a little bit unsuccessful in that department. So he also sent 4 knights as well to take out that tower, and nothing's being done to sort it out. I mean, VNS Yellow is nowhere near in sight to take care of it. I mean, skirmishers can't even take out the knights either, so this tower will go down and it's actually served very little purpose, actually, really. Once again, good job. But now the castle has come in, the crossbows kicked in, and probably the bodkin shortly. Can't afford it just yet because of all the pressure, but for now, the crossbow upgrade is good enough. Having a look at the other side, though, completely walled in VNS Fish is. But, well, I said that, but once again, these palisades will not stand up to the castle age play these days, and now Wander's trying to get in, but gotta be careful of the TC fire, and looks like he's not going to get much achieved here, of course. The 2 TCs covering a lot of space. They can't go across the left-hand side, so The crossbow's got to go back out. Maybe go for another point of entry. As Loisia is also now Xing as well. He's got a couple of knights inside his base, but Orion playing extremely defensive. VNS Fish, sorry. Oh, I just mentioned his name earlier as well to VNS Yellow, calling him Fish. And yeah, I call him Orion. I'll tell you what. Language is hard. Same time though, looks like a couple of vills did go down here from the raiding of VNS Yellow. He's getting stuck in back at the lumber camp there of Zuppy. Zuppy now playing on defensive game. Looks like a couple more vills will go down too as well. One, maybe two. Sorry, I'm just taking a quick drink there, by the way. So it's nice trying to go back around through, but oh, just a fraction of a second too late. These big plays trying to come out of Zuppy. This time it didn't work as well, but hey, Knights will get away now scot-free. As it means on the other on the other part of this side though, VNS Call does seem to snipe away a couple of Knights there from Pike, and Pike is a little bit trapped here. He doesn't know where to go. To turn back and maybe find another way around. Who knows? Quick villager count so far, and it well wandered down to 39 vills. Actually, looks like VNS Fish on 42 here. VNS Call though is down to 28. He took a battering this early part of the game, both from the Knights of Pike and from that big aggression there from Zuppy. Zuppy who is now up on the way to Castle, of course. He's on 40 vills in comparison. It's a huge difference. Pike on 55, similar numbers to VNS Yellow. And Loisia macroing it out like we always know. 59 vills, of course, leading the front there against ACCM, actually, who's the other pocket with 52. A little quick X on the other side right now. It looks like Fish trying to get stuck in this time, though. It looks like they're going to go for a bit of a counter-attack from last time I saw. Now ACM turning up with a few Knights of his own, with the Bloodlines and +1 done as well. Crossbow sitting back in a bit of a defensive posture, actually, sitting by the TCs. Still no bodkin yet from him, though, which I think is quite an important upgrade to get at this point. But for now, it's okay. Xing out to Loisia saying, hey look, they're over here, I'm here, let's go. Let's go, let's fight. There's Loisia now, he's got the Bloodlines and +1 as well with the Huns. I would expect him to probably get a few more upgrades. He may decide to go very heavy Castle Age against the Mongols and try and wipe them out before getting up to the Imperial Age. And that basically let the Mongol pocket just take control of the game, but we'll see if that happens later on. Zuppy's going to get to the Castle Age very shortly. I mean, he is fairly late up in, like, you know, in some degree, but actually at the same time, though, look at the army he has. 38, 41 military on the board right now. That is just disgusting. He's doubled the army of Call. Doesn't matter, VNS Call doesn't really care too much. He's going to blow through that Palisade Wall, try and take the hill point here. This is why I was talking about the lockdown here right now. You can see what Zuppy's had to do. He had to evacuate the wood line and his goal at the same time right now as VNS Call moves on in, and they're going to retreat to make another lumber camp towards the back of the base. Which is, you know, definitely a wise move for sure. Now let's go wait for Pike. Pike's also there, actually. He's over there, just down to the south. Got the +2 armor, of course. And again, VNS Yellow got the +2 as well. Now getting the Husbandry and Forging as well as Pike. They're literally toe-to-toe right now on this. It feels a little bit like Tyson Fury and Klitschko at each other's right now between the pockets. Toe-to-toe. If anyone was watching, great match. Looks like that Castle Age has come on in time, though, actually. Bodkin now done, as well as the crossbow. And this large amount of crossbow army as well is pretty beastly. And that lack of knights as well coming in from VNS Yellow. Like, I feel like these crossbows could take the fight on its own. Double the numbers of calls, and it's probably got more than the army of Yellows put together, so... But hey, having a couple of friends to help you out definitely helps the cause for sure. As those knights get stuck in, of course, they don't really care too much about this hill. Just gonna go straight for the engagement. But actually, Zuppy's army not actually fully getting involved. Now they're starting to a little bit, but doesn't matter though. Looks like You know, he's going to clean up house and we'll probably have to push it back very shortly. A couple of knights trying to get inside as well. Pike's base here from yellow. He's trying to do a bit of a split push here. A bit on the left and now a bit on Pike here. But so it's an ill vein. Pike's already seen this coming and has already decided to take care of it by himself. And he's going to drop down another stable, of course. Probably going to go to the 4th stable shortly and look to start pumping out those knights. On the other side, though, here we go. Looks like Lloyd's just going to get pushing in right now with Wonder. But to be honest, this side doesn't feel like a lot's really going down. And the problem is that Fish has actually has got his base set up really well for this defensively played. I mean, the 2 TCs going to just focus fire down his crossbows. Look how many crossbows from Wander's gone down already. About 5 crossbows gone down for about 2 villagers, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't that big, to be honest. I mean, a lot of commitments into this base and not really getting a lot done. Fish is playing superb on this defensive play, actually. Even from that early castle age as well. And now here comes ACCM with those knights. Going to get the +2 armor now as well. And actually, plenty of crossbows there from VNS as well. 36 to 31. On the other side right now, though, it looks like Zuppy's gonna actually break out from his base for once in a while and will have to push out, but looks like he can get a little bit trapped here, but looks like Pike's also now coming into his aid. Gonna come in right now, the +1, +2, now getting the iron casting, and the beauty about this as well for Northern Pike is the fact that as Spanish, those blacksmith upgrades don't cost any gold, so you don't actually have to cut down, especially in the early part of the castle age or mid part, that your production isn't actually suffered. I mean, these players don't like suffer production as that much at all. But my point still remains the same, that lack of gold to put into it is really useful. So right now, Mangonel now coming out from VNS. Cool. It looks like he wants to try and take out some of those crossbows. Those large amount of crossbows there from Zuppy, but looks like Zuppy's actually retreated back. Actually, he's X'd out, saying, "Look, I'm not comfortable about this. I'm gonna just cling to my hill and play a little bit cool. Just like VNS cool." Ha! You see, that's funny. Excuse the pun. And the good thing about this Mangonel is that although there's a large amount of crossbows, which means that actually they can try and one-shot the Mangonel or maybe two-shot it, is that it's actually a lot more difficult to manually micro these crossbows to some degree as well. It's because they bump into each other a little bit and stuff when they're formations. When they are a little bit slower, so the Mangonel's actually a little bit stronger to that degree. So, a good couple of Mang shots get their way. It could be really useful right now. Meanwhile, though, Imperial upgrades are now starting to fly in. Loysia's up first, followed up by Venus Yellow, and also ATCM. He's not too far behind, actually. That's actually really interesting. Pike still hasn't clicked up. Now a big fight starting to ensue, and Yellow's got a ton of knights on the field right now. And with the lack of support coming from Zuppy, and a little bit of support coming in from Cause, not actually the fight that Pike really wants to go for. Going to go back to the hill and then try and take the fight from here, maybe? No, it's actually going to be a full disengage, actually. And it doesn't actually particularly matter too much, therefore, the VNS team. That was a good fight nonetheless. But now, Pike is now feeling a little bit more confident. He wants to go back in, of course. The Mangonel does go down, so now Zuppy can go in there with full confidence. And now it's actually on the flip side. Looks like Yellow's going to run away from this. He can't take this 2-on-1. VNS Cool's lost too many of his crossbows as well. Nega's going to run away. On the other side, though, bit of raiding coming in from VNS Yellow. Actually does pick a couple of villas off and actually deny that TC from being used by Loisia, but it's actually got full of Pike's villagers. Nice team play there from Loisia and Pike. Even a monk coming out there from Loisia, probably to pick up the relics, but also a nice defensive measure against the knights as well, but I think it was probably more for the relics. You even see actually Loisia as well on the left hand side here with those knights. Now he's probably going to be getting that. He's actually getting the husbandry. We'll probably be seeing that Cavalier option coming in very shortly. There we go, Cavalier being clicked right now. But he's on the other side, actually. Interesting stuff. Now Zuppy's also coming up together. And also Pike here as well. Now Incarnation's here as well. ACCM just turning up. And there also seems to be 8 wolves as well. I don't know whose side they're on, but this is just a scrappy battle going to ensue very quickly. And here we go. Here comes those crossbows getting stuck in bow as well. And again, it's just another disengage. They just can't stop this just ball of crossbows right now. You know, Cool tries to get a mangonel out, but it just wasn't enough, of course. It was too far out, not much support. And gets easily picked off by those knights. That is a terrifying amount of crossbows there from Zuppy, to be honest. Wanda now got to the Imperial Age 2. VNS Fish also going up as well. A little bit behind, actually, but not surprising as such against the Mayans. That Mayan eco is so strong. And we also got Pike picking up as well. A little bit later on, but he has to commit more knights, it seems, in the early part of this mid-castle age. Knights look to try and move in, of course, right now. Up in the top, though, Venus Yellow looking to go back towards Venus Cool's base, but looks like Pike has got other matters right now. He wants to go straight towards the pocket, hit it where it hurts, and he's going to go take out some stone miners initially. But this could be a trap, as right now it looks like Venus Cool is returning back to his base now with the Cavalier upgrade done, +4 armor already done as well. And probably soon to be a +4 attack and maybe the Paladin option if he can afford it. But now also Loja turning up right now. Venus Cool trying to back it up with what crossbows he has, trying to pick up the rest of his Cavalier from Loja. But not really getting a lot achieved here by Pike, not really doing any eco damage as such. Just hitting at a stable. And now trying to fight for this hill bonus here right now. And looks like Venus Yellow trying to cling towards it. Pike trying to get stuck in as well. Plenty of crossbows. I keep saying about this, but this amount of crossbows is just a large amount. And he's kept these alive for a large amount of game too. As right now, looks like Venus Yellow really wants to engage against these just, you know, +2 knights really in comparison to the Cavalier. And also with the backup of these stables as well, his defensive advantage can get huge. And as this big fight now starts to break out, of course, Cool getting stuck in, firing away. And Zuppy's just moving. He wants to try and stay back from the fight and try and get a good position. But all this time, Cool is just firing away, chipping away. And now Pike's got to run away. It's just not a good fight anymore. And there we go. He will disengage, but big loss there for NaBs team there. And VNS Yellow taking that. Big fight. And with that Imperial upgrade, by the way, also being in for ACCM, with this pocket actually being largely unaffected as well through a large part of this game. Looks like I missed a bit of a fight here, guys. Sorry, but it looks like 2 Mangs went down. Bunch of Cavalier from Loja, and looks also to me a few crossbows from VNS Fish as well, but a bit unsurprising. Sorry, I wish I could see everything. Or, like, go back in time. Nonetheless, though, the Imperial upgrade is in for the Mongols. He's got the Elite Mangadai done, he's got the +4 done, and +3, and actually just going to wait for that Parthian Tactics to come in. That's all he's missing currently. There you go. He's probably getting it very shortly right now. Light Cav also done from ACCM. Up the top, though, that tower finally getting taken care of, it seems. Castle up, also up from VNS Cool, and a Mangonel starting to fire on that Mangonel as well, so that'll soon be taken care of right now. As in the middle of the map right now towards Pike's base, it's like on the offensive, this drive continues here from Yellow. The Cavaliers getting stuck in, but it's like want to try and change their attention towards a Mongol player, it seems. I'm not too sure. Yellow really got to try and do this damage, I think, before this Cavalier upgrade comes in and evens out the playing field a little bit here. But at the same time, though, you know, Yellow's getting Paladin right now, so I think he will try and want to keep these Cavalier alive before pushing in with the Paladin upgrade. Zuppy also, by the way, going up towards the Imperial Age. He's got his first castle as well up. One of the many that will also be arriving. But actually, he's going to lose all these crossbows, actually, as these Cavalier now get stuck in as well. I don't really care about the TC or the castle fire right now. It's actually looking a little bit dangerous for NaBs, really. I mean, VNS Yellow's on a complete stomping path right now. And with Zuppy a little bit behind, just from his aggression from the early age. Now Pike trying to chase it down, of course, but gotta be careful of that Paladin upgrade, and there it is as well. Now +2, +4, just needs that last Blast Bonus upgrade to come in, and they'll be... Oh, actually, no, it is done now. There we go. My eyes deceive me, it's now +4, and now he's like, let's turn up and fight. And now Pike's going to try and get stuck in as well. The numbers look to be in favor as well, actually, for Pike, but the upgrades just aren't enough. But looks like, actually, Yellow just wants to run away here. With 54 military in comparison to 47, there's definitely an advantage, but that uphill also going to be hugely important as this fight now breaks out. Looks like Yellow was trying to take out as best as he could, really. But the numbers are just too strong. He's going to get overwhelmed. But there you go. A fight's a fight, and he'll try and clean it up. On the other side, though, meanwhile, looks like Paladin's coming in from Loja right now. In come the Elite Mangadai as well, and also Cavalier option coming in from VNS Fish. And this is a little bit of a problem here for China at this point. I mean, Cavalier's okay, but they're not as strong really as Paladins for one. And when you're up against a lineup with just Huns and Mains, it's so strong. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. 2 traps now firing, a little bit of engagement as well. The Paladin's just doing a really good job there and meat shielding it out. It's actually looking really rough right now for NaBs. I'm not really... This push on the front isn't particularly successful. Looks like it did take 1 castle down though. 2 trebs are also out as well, but that's a good win for them so far. But the other side, I think, has got more problems. Let's have a little bit check on the left-hand side right now. Forward castle also coming up in BNS Core. He's now switching to plumed archers as well. Can get the thumb ring now, and when he's actually also Imperial, so now the bracer also going to get involved. You'll probably get elite plumed archers soon, but probably not for a little bit of a while just yet, I feel. Drops another castle as well. Nice castle, it is forward, but also it's on that hill as well, which means he can position those trebs nicely, and also provides, of course, that extra defensive structure. Because of the hill bonus, of course. I don't know how to really say it, so I'm just going to say it like that. I was trying to think of a smart word, but looks like my language is failing me today. Another castle coming up from Zuppy as well. He's going to, of course, transition into the Elite Mangadai front. But you're also looking probably to get some rams going as well, too. ACCM now getting a cap ram upgrade as well. And looks like also Yellow's coming to the south side as well, trying to assist here, it seems. Those 2 trebs actually getting to work, really. Now a TC going to go down soon. These castles by Wanda actually paid out quite well. Normally I don't really advocate for forward castles with mains because it's kind of a risky play that basically, because you really need those plumed archers for the late game in particular, and in general. So if you have those forward castles, it puts them under risk, but it's paid off extremely well on this occasion. The castle from VNS Fish went down, and so did those 2 trebs as well, and these 2 castles now stay up, so it's actually really nice. And if he gets all the upgrades like masonry, architecture, and hoardings, it's be very tough to bring them down. So right down, there's elite plumed archer, just gonna get stuck in right now. Needs the ring archer. Oh, yeah, he's gonna get that now. And of course, look at the amount of paladins coming in from Loja. He's gonna start flying in. And it's a real problem for the China player. He's going Cavalier. It's probably the best choice to what he's up against. But at the same time, I can't help but feeling that maybe he should have gone for Chuko Nu Halb, just because of the fact that of these paladins. And the Chuko Nus actually are really strong, but there you go. He's going for the Cavalier route, but he needs to provide a meat shield, I guess, for the Elite Manga though. But let's see how it pays out right now. It looks like they're going to try and push a little bit further right now. Second TC does go down. And actually, it looks like VNS Fish has got to pull back here. And oh my goodness, NaBs now taking the score lead here. Bit of a comeback play it seems to be. 2 traps now out from Zuppy as well. Going to play nice and defensive, those stone walls as well, and the arch range in the houses. Doesn't mean that these 2 traps are pretty safe. Now 3 traps out, going to start working down this castle. And now Looks like Trebuchet's now coming out his own from VNS Cool. He's got to desperately hold on to this hill bit here. It's super important. He's actually targeting one of the castle Zuppies, but I really feel we should be trying to take out these Trebuchets instead. The Trep War in this occasion is actually more important than just basically trading a castle for castle at this point. Especially on a team like NaBs where they got Spanish trade, and as this game goes later and later on, the bigger advantage NaBs will have. And I think we may be starting to see the dividends pay out very soon actually, as now another forward castle gets dropped by Wonder. Big fight now ensuing at the bottom, those Paladins getting stuck in by Loisia. Looks like also Yellow's trying to help as well, but that's not actually going to pay out very well. Loisia even getting stuck in on this Elite Mangudai as well. With the amount of plumed archers that Wanda has as well, it's just not enough for ACCM to take care of. And he's actually going to go back here. Castle gets come up from VNS Fish. Gotta try and protect the trade line because look how close they are actually. They're knocking on that doorstep actually, and not looking too good for them right now. If they actually manage to push through the south side, the game's actually over, I think. Just because of the fact that they won't have a clear-cut trade route, and they will have three corners in their control. 3 rams now popping out as well to try and soak up that arrow fire as well. Castle does go up, but for how long is that question? Now it looks like also Lloyd's just making a bunch of light cabs come in. Looks like he's trying to basically soften the blow on the gold front a little bit. Now making those light cab and trying to do the damage with them, of course. Getting stuck in as well. Like a couple of trade cards getting picked off as well, but probably not the actual main goal of the task, it seems. On the other side, though, a little bit of a look here. Looks like the castle went down there for VNS Core, and oh, surprise, surprise, it looks like as well as Zuppi's maintained and actually now back up to full HP. Also, the 2 trebuchets went down as well. It looks like Pike just went in with all those paladins. He's actually got a large mass there, and actually Zuppy not too far behind on his mass of early Mangudai. And with those 3 traps as well, you'll look to take out the next castle as well. That was a big loss there for VNS Core. So it looks like whilst they're playing a Mexican standoff, let's have a look towards the south side once more. 2 traps out in play. Looking to take out that castle once more. No masonry or anything coming out from VNS Fish, and this castle's just going to drop very shortly, I feel. Now a couple of more rams coming in here from Fish, though. He's going to get the siege ram upgrade any second now, and that will definitely help a lot. They're going to try and push this back, but oh, well, look who's coming, try and help once more. It's Loisia. He's coming in with those paladins, now mixing in the light cap too. Of course, paladins being the stronger unit. Even VNS Yellow putting his attention down to the south side. They know how important this trade line is. And this castle, I think, even more important. Trying to repair the castle. Looks like he's run out of stone too. So look at Chocobiorion's resources. Actually got plenty of stone, actually, in fact. He's got 1,000 stone. Looks like he got slung to him, I think. Yeah, 500 stone getting slung towards him as well. A whole 1,000, actually, sorry. So actually keep the castle alive for now. 2 traps firing uphill. Don't think we'll cut it. Now they're going to try and find a perfect execution of this next attack. And, well, looks like, here we go. It's more like one of those Leroy Jenkins moments. Looks like VNS Yellow is just going to dive right on in right now. VNS Fish, a little bit slow to react actually. His cavalry's turning back. His siege ram's still to push on in. But I think this is still okay for NaBs actually. Those plumed archers just sink by the castle. Of course, now with the tanking coming in from Loisia with those paladins doing such a good job here. And those paladins getting all those... Sorry, those plumed archers doing such good damage. If they don't focus the siege rams, it looks like it's going to be okay. And the siege rams actually aren't in range of those plumed archers. So they've been actually very ineffective in this fight, really. And even though it looks like an even fight, Loisia's army getting whittled down, it's still actually a decent trade for the NaBs team, considering it's taking 3 players off the VNS team to try and focus down this one end of the map. And this provides so much space for the other side. So the siege rams are getting close to the castle, but not going to be enough anyway. And you really don't have your Mangudai sitting at the castle either as well. And look at this. And oh, though, looking up top. Bit of a cheeky, sneaky maneuver coming in there from ACCM. He's actually got 5 siege rams just diving on in for one of those castles, trying to pick it off guard, but Loisia ready in defense there with a couple of paladins, and we'll take that out nice and swiftly. So whilst all this is happening, let's have a little bit look at the left-hand side. One more castle does go down from the 4 trebs of Loisia. They can just sit here nice and pretty, really. There's nothing really that VNS Cool can do, because Yellow's spending a lot of that time down south. He's got a few paladins now coming at the top, ready to engage, but Pike also got plenty of paladins of his own. Now the 4 trebs look to line up once more for the next castle to bring down. Yellow trying to go for a wraparound, but nope, looks like Zuppy's having none of it. He's going to make sure that that's not going to happen. Now looks like another castle coming forward from Zuppy as well, looking to try and lock down that area too. Bit of sling coming towards, actually over VNS Fish as well, looks like some wooden food. We'll see how this little fight goes on for now. Look at Zuppy, those Mangudais are just such bosses. Whiffing down a lot here. It's actually a nicely well played comeback edge. Despite all of the good plays from VNS Fish, the aggression there from Wander and Loisia created a lot of space. Now those 2 trebs unpack once more again. They're going to try and take out this castle. The next attempt, it seems. Can they bring it down is another good question though. Looks like now a couple of siege rams coming in from Wander now. I think that's probably I think that's what they really need actually. The trebs were good, but now it requires siege rams to get stuck in too. Just to try and force this back a little bit here. Of the army of Fish and Yellow and Co, basically. Towards the middle of the ground though, looks what's going on over here. Well, looks like a few siege rams coming in here from Loisia actually. Wants to try and take out one of the castles of ACCM. 2 castles from there from Loisia and Pike just to try and secure the map control, it seems. So whilst they're all basically just everywhere across the map right now. Now it's a big fight here. The Plume's going very much on the aggression here. This one castle not going to really do enough here. Plenty of paladins getting stuck in from both Loisia and Yellow actually, but just the amount of Plumes they just can't deal with at this point. And these 2 siege rams actually getting uncontested, and the 2 trebs too will knock down that castle, and that's huge. Now that definitely means that this trade line is completely exposed. These Plume dives can just walk straight on in. Cavalier also getting whittled down too. It's looking really bad here for VNS. They could actually lose his first game, despite having definitely a much stronger late castle in early Imperial. And there's a resignation there from VNS Fish. GG being called by ACCM. And wow, great game. I tell you what, that was fantastic. Whew, there you go. Action-packed stuff there across the board. I tell you what, I think it was a really good game. No real slinging going on at all, which I personally myself like to see, like just full-on action. I think Zuppy played amazing in that early part of the game. That palisade trick, chop tree was full-on class with that tower backing up. I was like, oh, it's just going to put a tower and just punch on through, but I failed to see, of course, that chop tree that he was going to do, and I was like, oh yeah, of course. How could I not see that coming? But anyway, and that's probably what VNS Cool was saying today, thinking, how did I not see that one coming, the chop tree? But nonetheless, though, great game there from Zuppy in the early age. Then struggled towards the mid-game, but, which is, yeah, and to some degree, so did Pike, but Pike didn't exactly struggle. What Pike had to do was just basically keep Zuppy alive and support him. Whilst VS Yellow actually got a really nice push going and could have actually turned the tide a little bit. Some strategic. I think VNS Cool did a decent game actually. Did struggle, of course, to that very high aggression play. He did recover very well. The only thing I didn't particularly like was his strategy choice. He went for the castle here, brilliant, but instead of engaging in a treble or preparing for one, he just wants to go for a castle on the hill there from Zuppy, who's Mongols, which is going to get slinged basically of stone, and with Spanish trade as well, which means he can repair the stone easily by buying it. Anyway, the point doesn't matter anyway. He didn't engage in a full-on treble, which I think kind of cost him a little bit to side. But the real costing really was on the other side. Wander played a fantastic game, actually. It was very defensive and passive from both sides, but the mains are just an explosive unit, I feel like, in that early Imperial. And if you can't stop the run, let's just call it like that, like this. This is the run. Look, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like castles just like slapped out there, continuing that push, of course. And those plumed archers are just so good. Fish had a decent game actually. Again, he played quite well defensively. It's just a shame. I don't think I particularly liked his choice to go Cavalier. And the reason being is the fact that, like, I think he should have just gone Chuko Nu, and if he had to go Halb or Chuko Nu BBT, I don't know, like something like that. I don't feel that Cavalier was the correct choice in this game, just because of the sole fact that, like, I think he was worried by going 2 Archer Civs that, like, Elite Mangadai and Chuko Nu, it wouldn't balance out, but I feel like he had to probably go Chuko Nu and maybe throw some Halbs in his trash just to try and pick off a few Paladins in the fight, but there you go nonetheless. And there you go, GG, well played, that's a good game there. I'm a little quick at those stats right now, and yeah, you can tell here a little bit here as well from the statistics. I mean, it's a little bit skewed at the end for Fish, but it kind of does tell you a little bit about this later game, like 1-269 to 155, and like 89 to 260. That's a big difference there for one matter. Economy-wise as well, Lawyers are leading the field in the food, and actually gold-wise as well, getting that trade as well for that later game is so important. And you can tell there as well, that gold collection is huge, like 20,000 in comparison to like 17 there. That 8k difference is enough to tell the tale. And those, of course, VNS Yellow having the most actually, which does include trade, by the way, so probably does include that trade point, 176. There you go. And yeah, 6 castles coming out from one, the crazy numbers. Actually tied there with cool. So GG, well played. I'm going to change those scores now. So it's 1-0 to Nadia's boys. Nice. You could say to some degree, like, it wasn't actually a comeback, or like they were always ahead in that entire game. But and to some degree, I think it was a decent comeback. I think that NaBs, oh god, it's the wrong person. Whoops. To some degree, I think that NaBs were behind in that late castle, early Imperial. Like VNS Yellow was just dominating, but the problem was that Fish was under too much pressure at that point. And the fact of that matter is that VNS Yellow had to commit to the south side to keep that trade line viable. And because of that, it allowed Zupi to get back into the game. Because he was never really out of it, but he wasn't going to be influential like he is if he was Pocket or something.